All right, so what we want to do is go ahead and mix up a nice, easy medium gray. To do that, we're going to go ahead and take some of our black paint and take some of our white paint. But remember that black is way more potent, like super, super potent, than white is. So that much black, to neutralize that much black, I'm going to need a lot of white. Because if I take the same exact amount of white and I mix it in, I get like a dark gray maybe. It's not really an even gray. It's not what I want. So I have to double up my white, right? And that's all because of the amount of pigment that's actually inside of the paint. The way paint is made is it has a binding agent that is milled through the actual liquid of the paint here. This binding agent is the thing that holds together everything that we've got. And we mix in some pigment, and that's how we're going to end up with a nice even paint. So right about there, that looks like a pretty good medium gray. But I know for my picture, I'm gonna need a lot more of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab more of the white paint, a hint more gray paint, just like so. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. Make a good amount of medium gray. Okay. Now, once I've got this medium gray, it's all mixed together, looking pretty good. I'm using my palette knife, of course, it makes things so much easier. Just like so, nice and easy. Once I've got that, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some more. So, take some little bit of white paint. Maybe I mix some of my medium gray in with my white. That's gonna go ahead and give me a light gray. Now I won't need this for the first round of painting. We're just gonna stick to medium gray initially, but mixing up a medium gray, a light gray, and a dark gray, and having them ready to go is gonna be nice, especially if you're working with your acrylic paints. Just like that. Okay, and your paint should be creamy, like pudding or something like that. If it's really thin and runny, you've got a problem. Go ahead and take some of my black paint, a little bit more of my medium gray, mix that over here. You want to keep mixing and scooping until it's all the way clear. If you still see streaks of other colors and there are other values, that's not going to be very beneficial for us. Add a little bit more black. I want that to be a little bit of a darker gray. That looks pretty good. So in very short order, I can end up with something that gives me a white, a light gray, a medium gray, dark gray, and a black. Those 5 values are really going to get me very, very far. All right, so here we go. So now what we're going to do is switch over and start adding in our medium gray over top of our picture. Now in my case, my paint's still a little bit wet, but yours will probably be dry by this point, and that's totally fine. Whether it's wet on wet or wet on dry, it'll still absolutely be fine for the project that we're working on here now. I've got my iPad set over here on the side, and so I'm going to be referencing that along the way. I've got my medium gray set up, and if I happen to kind of mess something up by accident, I've still got my black and my white. I can always fix those up really quick and easy. And remember that if you need to clean out your paintbrush, to make sure to dry it properly without adding in a whole bunch of water into your paint. If you find that your paint as you're going along is really kind of scruffy and rough looking, you can add a small amount of paint, or excuse me, a small amount of water into your paint to kind of thin it out. Again, we want kind of like smooth pudding is kind of where we're looking for the consistency of our paint. So I'm going to go ahead and just start slapping on some medium gray. And again, it's your brain making the decision. Is this gray? Is this black? Is this white? What is it? So the first thing that pops up to me is that his forehead has a whole lot of shadow that's maybe not quite a heavy black shadow, but it's in there. Just like we painted on before with our heavy black contrast, try to stick with shapes as much as you can. Looks like it kind of comes down, and he's got a little wrinkled forehead right up in there. Something like that. Really, this whole half of his face looks pretty heavily shadowed. I don't see much in the way of any kind of highlighting, maybe right around his eyebrow. And you might find that some of that medium gray actually is going to go ahead and cover over some of the black areas that we've already painted before. As you second guess it, as you kind of look at it, you say to yourself, well, maybe that was supposed to be black in the first place, or maybe that was supposed to be gray. Maybe I went a little bit too hard. Now, if you are painting wet on wet like I'm doing, you can see here, I'm kind of getting a darker gray by the fact that I'm mixing my medium gray over top of my black. If that happens, let it go. It's not worth losing sleep over it. It does make it a little bit complicated when you go through and add your medium gray, your dark gray, but it's not the end of the world. We can definitely clean it up. So if you haven't noticed already, especially with the first layer of paint, and now especially with this medium gray layer, it's more about getting something on the canvas. It doesn't have to be pretty. I'm sure you guys have seen in movies or on YouTube or something before where someone's just kind of slapping paint all over the canvas and then magically it just becomes a painting. And you say, well, how do they know where to put that? Well, the answer is they didn't. They just weren't nearly as concerned about it as you are. They've painted so many pictures in their lifetime that they just kind of were comfortable enough to know whatever they messed up on, they'll fix later. That's the only difference. Really, there's nothing more to it than that. Got a little bit of a lighter streak at the top of his hair up here. And again, keep it to a shape. I don't want to see little polka dots all over the place. That's no bueno. And again, just paint what you see. Try your best to see the picture as realistically as you can. What's actually there. Don't think about it as a portrait. Think about it as just where are there lighter and darker shapes. It's not any harder than that. For example, his chin comes exponentially further now that we're on the different photo because it's a little bit lighter than it was before. You get kind of the ball of his nose right there, this whole side. And it's going to look a little chunky and a little weird and oh well. Normally you want to have the picture that you are working with kind of adjacent to your actual screen or to your canvas. That way you don't have to turn around like I'm doing. But for the sake of the demo, it's a little easier if I work this way for me. Okay. A little bit of shadow down there on his shirt. And I see definitely some shadow here for his collar that I did not see before. Now I really want to paint kind of all this edge here so I can show the difference between his coat and the background. But again, even in my photo right now, I don't see a huge difference. There's a little bit of a highlight over here by his ear. I mean, you guys can see it in your picture, but there's just not that much of a difference. It's still very heavily in shadow. And notice, just like we talked about with the still life, the lighter side of his face has the heavier shadow in the background. That juxtaposition pushes him forward. That's really important. All right, so that's about what I'm looking for our medium gray level. Again, still really sloppy, still really messy. I stuck to the same paintbrush the entire time. You'd be more than able to switch your paintbrushes if you felt like you wanted to get a little more detail in there. And there's definitely areas that I messed up on. I have a little gray circle in there for his pupil, and you know what? It's gonna bother me if I don't fix it. So we'll just kind of clean that up real quick. That looks a little bit better. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. You can do this. You're going to be absolutely fine. Our next step is to go ahead and mix up a light gray and a darker gray. We're going to use those to add in even more complexity to our picture. And remember, I haven't even begun to blend yet. We're not ready for that yet. So medium gray and light gray and dark gray, are next. So we'll go ahead and switch over to that one.